Hi, I'm Eddie Obeng, and this is How. Daily, I bring you an idea, a tool, one of our pets, people engagement tools, problem elimination tools to use for real life things. Today, I've got a treat for you if you're a very senior person in an organization, or if you're in like something, a government, or somebody who's affecting millions of lives. The strategic way to make sure that what you do doesn't actually cause more harm than good. It's called ANTS, and I'll take you through it. So let's go on to Cube, where I've got my stuff set up for you. And as you know, on Cube, the sun is always shining. So let's see. I'm just out here in the cafe. Let's wander back in. I'm going to jump because it's faster. Okay, so let's get inside. Good. So we have a pet called ANTS. Here we go. So why would you need this? Well, see, basically in the past, when a complex issue was coming along, we'd get a consultant in and they talk about change and they say, we need to unfreeze the situation and we need to. The bad news is the world we're living in now, everything is actually unfrozen all the time. There's nothing to unfreeze. So how do we actually move forward with complex change? And the thing is, if we miss out any of the steps you need to make change happen in a complex, fast-changing world, it always fails. I mean, look at the statistics. We're at 80% odd of things failing. And also, you need a good model you can remember. So when you're in a meeting and you're trying to discuss things, you can check whether people are bringing the right things to you. So this particular ANTS model, the story behind it is, if you read All Change, Frank, who's our hero, is sitting with with you, because it's written from a first-person point of view, and they are on the island of Hyer, near in France, near Saint-Tropez, and they're having a picnic. So if you remember that part of the story, there's a picnic going on, and they sat down, they're having a great picnic. I think the wine in the book is actually supposed to be red, but I couldn't find a picture of red wine, so too bad, okay? Unfortunately, where they've put this picnic is on top of a red ant nest. So as they start to enjoy their picnic, all of a sudden they have to leap up and run around because they've got ants all over their trouser legs and ants in their pants, as it were. And then the story comes about how on earth do you actually make sure that change happens. And this is the image which I use when I'm teaching. It was drawn by Ian Moore, amazing artist who does most of the covers for my books. So here's this chap. He wants to get to the future. This is the goal. This is what you're trying to achieve. The sunrise, sunset, wonderful. So there's at least an opportunity, a willingness to go there, okay? But doesn't make much progress. Why? Because basically he's got bungee ropes around his wrist. I don't know if you can see the bungee ropes, but also chains around attached to his arms and legs. The chains represent all the structural, functional stuff which stops you moving, the KPIs, the budget, and so on. The bungee rope here, that represents all the soft stuff, the culture, other people, what would they say, and so on and so forth. Okay, so not much progress happens. You might have a desire to move, you might even have a capability to move, but there's no path, and there's going to be hard to move. But fortunately, it has the red ants. The red ants are the little things in life which make it uncomfortable, and therefore change is necessary. Sometimes when you're trying to drive big change, people can't understand why it's necessary. But you can point at lots of little things. You know, our website crashed last week, and now we've been hacked again, and so on and so forth. Well, why don't we move all our activities to Cube? I'm selling. Okay, so that's what it is. And it's answering 5 questions. You know, basically, what should we change to? You have to describe that. Then you have to describe a little bit about why we should change. And then what we should change to. The hard stuff, what to change, the soft stuff, the bungee ropes. Then you've got to have a conversation about how are we going to make it happen? What's the path? Who is actually the person in the picture, and how are we going to keep it going? And that's what ANTS is. It's a checklist in your head, if you have that image in your head, of those 6 questions. Why change? What's the world doing to us? What are we changing to? You really need to explain that to people. What's that sunlit horizon about? Then you've got to focus on, well, what are we changing, the soft stuff? What are we changing, the hard stuff? Oh, well, we've got to stop being so risk averse. And also we have to make money available for innovation. Actually, it's not everyone. It's just you guys in that department who are going and bought all the AI machines and you're not using them. How are you going to do it? Well, we're going to break it into chunks. And we're going to keep it going, because once you've done it, become part of your, okay, this becomes part of the process. So ANTS is really, really, really important. And whenever you see a project which has failed, or you read a newspaper, just have a look at the newspaper, and it's telling you about something else which didn't work. I don't know, some plan, some new policy, whatever. Just see which of these they've missed, and you'll always discover they've always missed one, maybe two. So that's it. Ants. Keep it in your head. If you're a senior person, whenever you're in a meeting doing strategy, check. I've been Eddie Obeng. This is How Daily, and good luck.